Well, I'm getting called mean on the social media. I don't agree with what United have done with that Mason Greenwood. I think it stinks. Because there's loads of reasons why it stinks. Well, they could have sacked him 6 months ago. If they were going to. He's not been suspended. He's not going to jail. Since it all happened, he's had a kid with the victim and they're getting married. And you can do a quick, Google search of the old stories of him and her, and it seems like they've had a rocky on and off relationship that's been going on for about 4 years. And have known each other since school. So there is a really, really ugly, is it audio? And some photographs. It's like, we've got no idea how this is played out. She could well be a lunatic. It's like footballers, they're not immune from, falling in love with idiots. So it's like, I'm saying there's no good guys here. I'm saying that she's made a rash decision and risked her own future by not going to the police at first. She went to social media and then the police got themselves involved. Big disaster. She wants to hurt him, but she's thinking more about hurting him than the future. He's a dickhead, yeah, but he's probably not a dickhead all the time. And generally, they usually get on. And since then, they've spent some time apart, they've made it up, and they've had a kid together. So it's like, could it be said on the surface of it that she's forgiven him? Because she's allowed to. I see that it's like I'm on no one's side. I think it's as I call it, a CUNT fight. No good guys, no bad guys. People who don't know the barn going at each other and then deciding that one wants to one hurt the other, so they decide to hurt them back, and it'd be all's fair in love and war, isn't it? And apparently it isn't. So they've made their peace. All charges have been dropped. There's additional evidence that was made available to the police, which led to the charges being dropped, and the media never reported on what it was. Never. And then all the times they bring up the Greenwood thing, so this terrible fellow, they never mention, you have to go away and find out for yourself, they never mention that he's now a father and he lives with the person who's the victim of the crime. So it's like people have rocky times and, relationships. It's like, no, you're never going to have it where there's that kind of idiocy involved. Kids with lots of money. And she's like, you can hear it in the record, how insecure she is. She pours petrol on the flames, when she says, have sex with someone else. Like, fuck someone else. I know you want to. It's like, that's not the kind of language for coming to some kind of peace, is it? So I'm like, these are a dangerous couple. It's like, there are couples like that. There'll always be couples like that who are dangerous couples. They love each other and they're each other's worst enemy. Sometimes they split up, other times they stay together forever. And they always have that tension to it. So it's like, 12 months' time, they're going to be a married couple with a kid. And he still lives under a cloud, even though the victim, the one who's got most right to be aggrieved, has moved on. Reconciled. So when you put that together with me, I say, well, it may seem bad, but I tell you what, time heals wounds, and these two seem to have made peace. So shouldn't it be the person who's the victim, the aggrieved, shouldn't she have some say as to what happens? Why hasn't she got any agency in this situation? They've asked, right, the England players who play for Man United Women's, and from the way that it's been worded in the Guardian reporting, they were given the final say. The Man United England players, when they return from the World Cup, will be asked, and then we'll make our final decision. So the way the Guardian have reported it, the England Man United women, it's like, who the fuck are they? And then you've got they made a decision, and then you've got this women's Man United, some kind of pressure group or lobby group that's appeared, and it's like, I've never heard of you people till today. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you for speaking on behalf of women Man United supporters? When did you decide to exist? It's like, shouldn't the person who's the victim have a say in how things turn out? It's supposed to be about justice, isn't it? Did Man United ask his wife, or his soon-to-be wife, what she thought? No, they asked the women who play for the Man United's women's team, and they got to decide. What the I'm just saying, like, what? It's like, how's that fair on anyone? Seems to me the person who's lost the most here is the victim. And that would be seen as some kind of cosmic justice, social justice, restorative justice. It's not, is it? There's no justice at all about it. A load of banshees on the internet get to see someone who they've decided to take up against based on the idea of what they may or may not have done, will take glee in seeing their enemy punished, and then we'll just move on to the next person they can all pile it on. And that's it, they've surrendered to that. I should slap a wig on, shouldn't I, and start a rival women's Man United that's more inclusive, because I'm obviously a bloke. Start a more inclusive Man United's women's fans organisation. And make the other case. It's like United bow down to the mob, and it's like, oh yeah, non-stop. Non-stop. They live for the mob, that's why. The shit.